and not in the same vicinity as Mike White's 4 years at Louisiana Tech. He told us before the game they will be a lot faster than last year. They have worked. Johnson on the feed. Lewis, the slash, and the score, plus a foul.
Oh my God.
Scottie Lewis with a... Army with a starting five to begin the second half. King's pass for Peterson.
Didn't get a little contact. It might not take much.
Blackwell now on the offensive end. Wild runner. Now that's Nick Finke with the last 4 points. Playing the five here. Remember before the game, Jimmy Allen told us, we're so small. We recruited Finke to play the...
Lost it momentarily, and then to give off Lewis, who stays in the game. Steps back, high arcing shot, and one.
Yeah, if you're Boston College coming out of the half, all you want, you go, look, we're going to be on defense first. Let's have one really good defensive possession and see basketball. See man, see ball, simple principle, easiest thing to forget.
Felder gets it inside, has it rejected.
An emotional standpoint.
Lewis puts that one up. That'll fall. That they'll play that slowly this year.
No, I don't think they can. Look, they had the personnel with Kerry Blackshear and obviously Andrew Nemhorst, who's having a great... He took 4 steps, man.
I also would say, anecdotally, I don't feel like they call it very much.
Not enough. Well, the NBA doesn't help. Gen X, Y, hipsters, what else is there? Millennials. Like, even within the last decade, I think you still think of Kemba Walker.
Scottie Lewis sprints to the corner, which opens up the lane for Trey Mann to attack the rim and finish.
It's the 67th meeting all time between these two schools. And quick rugby that don't have a high motor. That's a high motor sport. This is a high motor play for the Gators. Off the glass and alley-oop into the hands of the leaping Scottie Lewis. Turnover on Stetson. Johnson working on a game high 13. Nice dive. I've got some nuggets. Lewis swings it up top, sets up a wide open three. Trying to make it 3-0 on this young campaign. Shot rejected. And is Omar Payne on the swat. Down to 10. Hasn't been much of a factor for the Gators on offense today. Man left alone on a deep three from the wing. Trey Mann, such a better shooter. Came in this season a career 29% shooter, but I think those numbers are going to be augmented quite a bit this year. And then the double swat out of inside. I think that shot was blocked by Castleton. Three ball from the corner, and that'll get the confidence going for the fresh.
4th tallest teams. They've got 2 players 7 foot or better. Ingom comes off the bench, and the 6'11" Quincy back.
Sport. You have an advantage, and that's what his teams do. They play hard, so he uses that length, that athleticism. What you're going to have to do is beat the press to score if you're Florida, so you don't have to set up and play against that half-court Florida State defense.
Plays teams like Florida on this court.
Like I said a moment ago, some of their guys had good summers, some didn't. Kopervic's one of those guys, very productive.
Florida State has scored 17 unanswered points. As he has put on a show here in the first half with some dramatic highlight-worthy plays. Continue its win streak here at home. They've won 95% of their games here at home since
the bounce. Guy who speaks 3 languages. Could at some point be a Hall of Famer. A guy who's been doing this a long time and had a group that was playing so well at the end of the season. And
Florida State out in front. Florida State trying to win its 41st straight non-conference game here. Turnover picked off by...
to prepare for. And, you know, particularly with how young the game has trended, defending that, I mean,
Barnes on the drive, misses, and Florida a chance to chip into this Florida State lead, which is 15. Lewis has had a career day today. Nice pass.
This is a team when Keontae Johnson was on the roster, predicated a lot on driving the ball. They only assisted about 40% of their baskets because they had guys who could put the ball in the deck and go.
Who was the preseason player of the year in the Southeastern Conference. But everybody does a little bit more, and there's the sharing of that kind of information will be important for a lot of student athletes around the country and coaches and administrators as well. Scorer in the SEC, and he's the first option that opponents like Scottie Lewis will want to try and take away. College guys finding pickup games with the pros who were already knocked out of the bubble and looking for a Lewis.
Scottie Lewis he's been in Pippen's hip all game.
Lewis may have gotten a fingertip on that shot attempt from Harvey.
Their help defense and rim protection has been outstanding.
Kick out, open shooter, Appleby. Pippen's transition three won't go, but he picks off the outlet pass. Of course, Villanova is on a pause after Jay Wright tested positive. And Houston just suffered their first loss. So the Tulsa is Scottie Lewis.
Side. That is hard action to defend.
Full court pressure applied by Florida. Broken by Vandy. And then is able to take it away from Mann. Oh. Rejected by Lewis on the perimeter as he blocks the three and one the other way for Scottie.
In all honesty, but Florida's offense, defense of effort and them being connected didn't surprise me given how good of a defensive team they are. But shooting 60% from the floor. The cohesiveness they showed when they were in the half court. And
their bench, a lot of guys getting involved. 44 points tonight in the paint. Looking for some more here. Castleton.
More proficient from long range, and once again Florida not really attacking them on the rim. Upstairs time,
trying to turn it into offense. Appleby shovels to Lewis. His contested jumps it up. Now he's guarded by Lewis. Well, Wade thought Lewis would be blanketing Thomas most of the game. That's not been the case.
Man has him right now, top right.
Active hands. Watford able to maintain. He is so strong.
Yeah, a good decision to kick that one out.
LSU hasn't scored in a touch over 3 minutes.
You see that high double screen set up top at the elbows for Florida, trying to get a slip cut to the basket. There's the backdoor, help team rebound, and there's a floater that Days didn't see coming his way.
Oh, alley-oop and Castle.
Fine with all the transfers that have occurred.
We've had transfers in the lead, 11.
Scottie Lewis with the ball has improved this season. There's a high arcing. Ooh, whoa. Reese missed badly. Checked the ball and the backboard. Or Jones did not at the rim. Castle Howard did that. The Slim Reaper, as he is known. One of our 3 or 4 outstanding performances for Alabama individually this year. Wide. Scottie Lewis said, you know what? No.
It's Mintz. Oh, nice pass. You got to finish that.
Boston's second effort has it swatted away. Follow that up with a 16-point game against LSU, and suddenly, with efforts like these, DeRougie is a regular in the lineup, knifing his way into the paint. Castleton has it jostled away, and Askew goes the other way. Devin Askew all the way to the rim.
They do that because he's a great coach, and these are very talented young men that are very unselfish.
Scottie Lewis off the bench has been one for Florida here, as the Gators are in many ways still trying to figure out.
People now are focused on us. We can handle this. Like, people weren't talking about Vanderbilt basketball before I let everybody know how I...
2-foul rule, Mike. You know, some don't.
Yeah.
But it's so early in the game. You pick up 2 that early, you have to sit.
Right. A 12-minute mark in the first half. Appleby, wraparound pass into the corner. He is as good a story as there is in college basketball. Forget about the SEC. Baylor and Gonzaga have been powerhouses for a while. By the way, the Lewis show continues.
He found it, and if you look at their shot charts post-game, it is a blueprint for threes and layups and dunks.
Yeah, it's a 4-point game.
Some extended full-court pressure.
Right, lost it.
See, Obino went right into his penetration and caused the turnover, and 3 the other way for Appleby.
And all from on the feed by one Scottie Lewis. 10 points in his first dime, and the Gator lead is back to 7. On that second slate, that could try and sneak in. I think this year, the SEC Big 12 top of everybody's scouting report. He's probably number 2 and number 3, with all due respect to Vanderbilt.
I stood there and had a nice 15-minute visit. I remember him talking specifically about, with his guys, we have rules, we have roles, and we have responsibility. And man, he was so good. And it's interesting, Florida has gone relatively small now for Florida. And if they in a complete rebuilding mode, but the Cooper kid, Scott Drew better have a plan for him, because that dude figures it out now as the game goes on. Any ball screen defense you throw at him so far, Sharif Cooper has the answer.
Double over. And a turnover. Good hands by Appleby. And a 4-on-1 alley-oop. And that's hard cutter. That's a 3 ball. That one misses. And here for the rebound comes Scottie Lewis. Locke, same spot. Same rebound. That's Noah Locke. Scottie Lewis, tough shot. Oh, acrobatic shot by Scottie Lewis. One tough rebound in traffic for Derugi. 4-on-3, Appleby, Lewis. High arcing 3, it finds the bottom.
Maya puts his head down, takes it strong, but took it strong on the wrong guy. Castleton with his 3rd block. Appleby on a 3. Get humbled, I can tell you my story of playing at the Norm Sloan basketball camp against those Miami High teams. It really brought yours truly
forward play. But it also requires some analytics, and it requires some instinct. And he's got all of that with his shot blocking capability.
Castleton and a very active Osai Osifo. Scottie Lewis is checking in the game as well, 23 in blue.
Problem. That dude is bigger than he looks on film. He's got a mean streak about him, and I was going to be a real problem.
Appleby, watch out. Vanover. And a ball fake and a 3. No good.
And that was so good, though, by Moody. Just absolutely felt no shot clock pressure at all.
Ooh.
Deep, dangerous ball club.
Georgia undersized, really spreading the floor, looking for a place.
And we lost that game, and then we had to go down to Charlotte and play. And let me tell you, we were all grown men. We were all a veteran team, and that shook us.
Oh, absolutely. Castleton down in. Wheeler, kick to the corner. Kamara driven off the 3.
Very good at it.
My mistake about free throws coming. Georgia's done some wonderful things right now over the last 5 or 6 minutes to get it back within 8.
Just not engaged at all. He did the same thing in the last ball game against Georgia, trying to get his guys' attention. Will they now respond?
Well, to the season, so their true point guards aren't there. What are the challenges tonight?
Let Flanagan get comfortable at that point guard spot and apply pressure, man. That's what you do when you catch a team without their quarterback like Auburn has tonight. They have none.
Well, it's so bad. Flanagan's not even on the floor right now. Another turnover leads to a Scott.
Team bad shots when Mike White went back and graded the film. Against Georgia on Saturday, they only took 4. They're shot in the first 3 or 4 seconds. They just don't have that guy tonight. It's going to have to come out of the half-court offense.
Boy,
Play the best ball at the best time of the year.
Big 12 bracketology there on the left side of your screen by Joe Lenardi. Scottie Lewis is, that's right, like a constant pop quiz. You just never know. Keep you on your toes. Ooh, good drop. Appleby threw it even too high for the high jumper. DeRuggi, but he finds a cover
again tonight. Florida going to be right at 40 or beyond in the first half. In that league, you can either help us win or you can't. That's the bottom line when you're trying to be an NBA player. At the end of the year, Bruce was trying to sell his guys on, let's at least have a resume that looked like we belong. Well, they're not going to have that resume. And you're down, you get finished, and you give up an easy 2.
Johnson's been off all night long, 4 with the rebound. It's another kid that didn't start playing basketball.
Yeah, he's got a nice wingspan, but couldn't reach that one. Good look there that time by
Brooks on the inside, lost it. 3 turnovers in a row for Kentucky, and the lob underneath.
Good cut. Same team. And so this is a game, I think, a statement game. I think you could hear it in Konzo's voice when he talked to us this morning about the pay of those first couple of jobs in radio. I could speak firsthand. It's not great.
Because we're constantly sneaking in the arena to get up shots, but being around student athletes and coaches and donors coming over to the house, it's the way we. Sorry, I'm trying to not get distracted by the game as I talk to you guys, but I think the coaching profession is perfect for his personality. Really good coaches that I've got the chance to work with throughout my career are hyper focused on their program, and that's.
Florida leading by 8, playing without its best player, Trey Mann. Here's Scottie Lewis with the whip.
And DeRuggi's a guy that had 10 defensive rebounds in the last ball game against Missouri. He does not have 1 rebound.
Scottie Lewis goes baseline.
Winning on the team that won the league, and a little bit factors in that as a senior, all that he's been through. I think he gets elevated from that as well. Moses Moody, the freshman of the year in my mind.
Good, only up by 3. Kind of lulls the whole game into this state. Appleby, high arcing 3, that's short. And Lewis wins the battle on the.
We don't receive the kind of credit. We're not perfect. This is not a perfect endeavor. Show me the perfect human endeavor. And I'll be happy to model ourselves exactly after that.
You see, the physical play can bother Florida, therefore Plavsic gets some run.
Man back in, Lewis drops it off to nearly tried to throw it down, and he was denied. Bailey the other way with a push. As Vescovi launches a 3 and misses. We just saw Fulkerson leave with a
so high, he blocked that one on the way down. Jatobo is setting monster screens, 33 in blue.
Lewis, big kick.
Way in March. You fight your guts out. You're there for your teammates. You make physical plays. Just watch this game, how it was played.
A man kicks it outside. Back of the rim it is for DeRuggi. Possession stays at this end.
They're not giving Man a clean little replace here for Lewis.
Lewis,
The shuffle cut, ball screen, and a roll to the rim.
Inside, nice move.
Help. Forcing them late in the shot clock, Tim.
Got 5 to shoot, trying to drop it down low.
This is a tough, defensive-minded Virginia Tech team. They don't know how to cover, recover. Pretty dry.
Bob Lewis.
He's got a little jump shot here.
Kicks it back out to Lewis from the corner. That's a big one. Down the 1.
Hit ball screen in the slip.
Man. Back over to Lewis. Steps inside for the 2-point shot. Too much to challenge. Lewis, bounce pass.
It was a teaching moment, Mike White said, in his decision to not play him against Virginia Tech. Had an elbow to the head of Tennessee's John Fulkerson in the SEC tournament.
We all had thinking the same thing.
It's not just dinner time either, they were saying. Under 13 to play here in the first half.
Good job. The Gators, they get after it.
Jurgens taking a 2-on. That one popping out.